again, beautiful people. How are you? Today I'm talking about I've got to be careful how I say it. I'll word it in a different way. The third of those things, WAR, that happen in the world. Is it coming or is it not? I'll tell you what the emissary said about it on the other side. So what a surprise. Mr. T is about to take up the White House and suddenly we've got a potential end of world situation going on. What a surprise. We had one the last time as well. What a surprise. However, there's an awful lot of fear-mongering going around, as always. And so I asked the emissaries what they thought about the potential for that to happen. I mean, my gut feel is, no fucking way. But I wanted the emissaries' take on it. What they said is, they said it's possible that some big scare events could happen. They said, but they don't see the energies of the baddies strong enough or capable enough to organise something so on such a grand scale. They said it isn't the right time for that, and there wouldn't be the coordination. That's what they said. So I asked them, I said, you know this fear tactic that they do, and like creating loads and loads of scary headlines and stuff. I said, is that part of the plan? Now, when I said that, I wasn't talking about their plan. I was talking about the grand plan. The grand plan. And the emissary said, absolutely it is. All of the events that happen, that shake up the world, happen because they are part of the Great Awakening. And as the emissary said, they used an analogy, they said, the box of frogs has got to be shaken a bit to get those frogs moving. And so all of the things that happen, even though they look like they're happening for terribly bad reasons and with terribly bad motivations, overall, they're happening because this is part of the Great Awakening, that people need to be woken up. They need to be shocked out of their stupor. And that led me to another question, because what I was aware of was that barely a week ago or whatever, 2 weeks ago, Mr. T went into the White House and had a lovely sit down with Biden in front of a roaring fire, and they had a lovely chat, and Biden had this big smile on his face like, I'm so glad that somebody has come to my care home to see me. And they had this chat, and then he comes out, and a few days later, Biden gives the go-ahead to send missiles into Russia from Ukraine, American ones, and UK ones too. And I was thinking, hang on a minute. Biden's all happy as Larry. Hey, Trump, best of luck, and lovely and smiling, and then suddenly I'm just going to create WW3. So I asked the emissaries, I said, do you think, because you know what it's like having a conspiracy brain, all kinds of possibilities come to your mind. And I said, do you think that they just work together to drum up a bit of that so that then Trump looks like the saviour? Do you think? And they said, I mean, it's possible, isn't it? Everything's possible. And they said, it really doesn't matter what the motivations are of the people who do these things. What they said is this, and this is where they started going very deep, and they just said, look, everybody is always justifying why they are doing something. It's called confirmation bias or whatever you want to call it, but they're always justifying why they do something. And they'll give it a reason. I'm doing this so that this happens. I'm doing this so this happens. Okay? Just as we do with the past. But they said, whatever the justification, the truth of the matter is they're doing it because that's in their plan. And they don't have a choice. Okay? So I know this annoys a lot of people, saying, what do you mean we don't have a choice? Remember, the emissaries have said, We have choice, of course we do. But the choice is when we write the plan, not when we live the plan, when we write it. Okay, whether you believe that or not, I don't know. I don't know whether I believe it, but it sounds quite plausible, doesn't it? So they were saying, no matter what justification you put on your action, it's because you're following your plan. And so they said it's not worth spending time trying to figure out the motivation. What they're saying is just understand that what's happening right now is happening because it's happening within the parameters of the plan. Okay, I know that's really hard, and I know that people say, yeah, but what about all the people that are dying? Did they have that in their plan? I can't answer that. I know that the emissaries would probably say everybody's got a plan, and so it's a difficult one. It really is a difficult one. But I think as a way of thinking, it makes things a lot easier. Because we've looked at things going on in the past, haven't we? And we've looked at the motivations behind it, and we've been scared. Very scared about the potential and where it's going to lead to. And then what we see is each time it leads to something better. You know, the whole scam that went on has led to so many people waking up. The whole thing that's happening in politics is waking up so many people. So it's like, to wake people up, as the emissary said, the box of frogs has got to be shaken. They said that stagnation just leads to more stagnation. And so everyone's got to be shook up. And so unfortunately, we've got to welcome the shaking, even though it seems awful. And even though we think, oh my God, maybe this is going to lead to something awful. The sense that I get is it's only going to lead to something good. But people have got to be woken up. It's a story of the donkey training. Remember that story of the painless donkey training, but the guy starts by beating the donkey over the head with a stick. And he says, yeah, I've got to get his attention first. That's all that's happening. That people's attention needs to be caught. And then we can move forward. And we're getting there. We are getting there. There's a lot of us now. And not only that, it's just happening hand over fist. Hand over fist. So, there you are. That's the opinion of the emissaries on WW3. Probably not. I love you all, and I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.